Hey there guys, in this video I want to talk about lights, interior and exterior of your Model 3. So I'll demonstrate the functionality you have on your display and show you how it looks on the outside as well as the inside. So let's start with off and the exterior lights. Only your daytime running lights is on. So it's fairly bright. It is brighter than if you actually have your headlights or your parking lights on. And it's above your headlamps. So this is your LED headlamps. This is your daytime running lights. And then you have your blinker here and your fog lights as well as your parking lights integrated into this piece here. Your parking lights. So with the parking lights on, you can see the daytime running lights actually dim a bit. Let me show that again. Okay, so here's with parking. Here's with the headlights off and the daytime lights on. Okay, with parking lights, you still have your daytime lights on, but the difference here is your fog lights actually lights up slightly with an integrated orange LED bulb on the inner part of your bumper. It looks really nice because it does highlights itself around. And with the rear lights, you have a solid strip, which looks really nice in person actually. A strip of red lights integrated in your rear panel and also your rear trunk. For the S and X model, the strip actually goes along the bottom here under the trunk as well. So this is a slightly different look for the Model 3, but what I heard is there's little LED bulbs inside this strip that actually highlight this. Okay. So now let's turn on the actual headlights. So as you can see, it's pretty white. I would say it's the brightest headlamps I've ever seen in a production car outside of the Model S and X. Now with the fog lights on, there's actually another bulb on the far side of the bumper that turns on. You still have your parking lights strip of LED there with orange. And then for the rear, nothing changed. The brightness is still the same. So of course you still have the option to put in auto, which we always do. And this just gives us the ability to not have to think about turning on our headlights or forgetting to turn on our headlights when it's dawn, for example. You can control your fog lights, have it off or on. We usually have it on. This helps with seeing more so of the road itself. It's not due to the fact that there's fog around here, but when we're driving on the carpool lane, high occupancy lane, fast lane where you're right next to the center divider, it helps illuminate that really well. You also have the option to set your auto high beam. So this option came after we received the Model 3, which is very nice. It came through a firmware update. We usually have this off because it doesn't really work in city highway. There's too many cars anyway, so we usually turn that on only if we're on a country road, for example, with no cars and a lot of curves. Alright. And last is your hazard light. And to turn on your hazard light, I just want to show you guys the blinker, how the blinker looks. It looks very clean on the Model 3. So with the blinker, your blinker is located right below your headlamps. It's a nice clean orange look. You also have your fender blinker with your autopilot 2.0 camera right below it. And then for the rear, your blink is actually in between your parking lights. I think it looks very clean. Here's your reverse light. Obviously I can't do it by myself, but it gets pretty bright as well. It illuminates the back really well to help with the rear camera. Now let's take a look at the dome lights. So let me turn off the hazard light. So the dome light you have off, on, and auto. We usually have everything on auto because obviously this display is not easy to use while you're driving, so we usually have everything on auto, set it and forget it. So dome lights, you have 2 LED dome lights for the front seats. You can turn it off and on by just pushing on it. And then for the rear, it's actually located right in the middle. You have 2 of them as well. And again, turn it off and on by just pushing it. And then in my previous video, I mentioned the premium package. It comes with footwell lights. So you have 1 under each of the front seats. There's none for the rear seats. And you also have LED underneath your cubby here for your door. So right underneath your armrest. And as well as under each door you have floodlights. And under each door you have puddle lights. You also have lights inside your center console. So this is good enough for a tissue box and other items. No lights where your phone is being placed. I wish they would have included something underneath here, the display here. And then lastly, you have lights in your armrests, or within your armrests. And that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and these lights up as well. Your mirrors, your door latch, but not your scroll wheel. Which I think they should, but it's not. There you have it. Remember to hit that subscribe and like button. Thanks for watching.